Hi, Priscilla Dames here. Um, Before I get started, I'll forget. So go on and push the button down below and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget. And I do like your comments. So please give me some comments, and they can be suggestions of what you would like for me to cover having to do with either COVID. Now, I am not an expert on COVID. That's why I'm having these lives and the roundtable discussions. So I do bring in experts to talk about COVID. But what I am an expert on is conflict. I've been a conflict trainer for over 40 years. I've done it locally at schools, at churches, at businesses. Nationally, I've spoken, and internationally, I've done some very serious trainings that I'll tell you about one day. But we're all in this together when it comes to COVID. So that's why I piggybacked on President Joe Biden's initiative, 100 days of mask wearing. And I'm going to keep drilling that, because we have got to get rid of this pandemic. There are some things that have worked out well for me, but I am so tired of this. I'm tired of having to be inside. I'm tired of wearing masks. I'm tired of elbowing people rather than hugging them. And I want to be able to get on an airplane and fly to see my elderly mother or my very young grandchildren whenever I get ready. I don't like this either. It has caused so many conflicts in so many of our lives, and it has continued, and it's been a year now. It's been a year since it began in the United States. We have got to do everything that we can to get rid of this and to cover each other. I'm going to talk about isolation and some of the other things that this pandemic has brought on internally another day. But today, I'm going to tell you about a very simple stress reliever and something that lifts the mood. I purposely have this on. I got this in South Africa. I got this hat in South Africa. And I went there about a year and a half ago, just before the pandemic began. South Africa had been on my list for years as one of the places that I had to go to. Now, I'm having an affair with Africa. A lot of people know that. You may see some of the pictures on the wall back there, but I've got all kinds of artifacts all through my home of different countries that I have visited in Africa. Now, I've gone many other places too, other continents, other countries besides South Africa. But that was one of my places on the list for many, many years. And so I finally got to go there. I wanted to see and touch things that had to do with Nelson Mandela. I read the books. That's one of the books on the shelf, but I've got several about Nelson Mandela. How dare he die before I made it there? So when I finally went, I was so excited. I wanted to see Soweto, where the children were murdered for protesting in the street. I wanted to see and buy some of the artifacts right from Africa. I wanted to go on a safari. I had gone on some safaris before in different parts of Africa, but I wanted to go on a safari in South Africa. So I bought this hat there too. So of course it's one of my favorite. And just thinking about it makes me smile. Going to Mandela's home, a very modest home, to the extent of then seeing the president's home, the president of the country. So he rose from that modest home. He did go to jail for all those years. And I just think about the heaviness of this person, the heaviness of me being able to go to South Africa and see the lions walking right in front of the Jeep during the safari, staying in the middle of the safari and waking up to hearing the animals right outside the door. It was fantastic. When I think about it, when I put this on, when I put the hat on, when I talk to the person that went with me, she enjoys it too. And one of the first places that she wanted to go was to Oprah Winfrey School. As you see, that wasn't even on my long list. That was on my shorter list. The history of Nelson Mandela is what I want to see and touch. That's in my background. But as soon as she said Oprah Winfrey, then I'm like, oh yes, of course. Of course I want to go. That was exciting too. I loved it. It makes me smile. And when you think of some place that you went, it doesn't have to be out of the country. It could be in the country. It may be to Disney World. I love Disney World too. And when my children grew up and went to college, I continued to go to Disney World. I didn't take grandchildren. They weren't even born. I went because I love Disney World. I love the rides. I love the long lines. I love the atmosphere of Disney World. I've even gone there for the holidays in the winter. It makes me smile. So you don't have to have a hat. You don't have to have jewelry that you bought at a place. You don't have to put on the clothes. Just sit down and think about positive times. Someplace that you went that you absolutely loved, that you had the greatest time ever. And it'll make you smile. It'll lift your mood, even during these times. Think about a great time that you had somewhere. It'll make you feel better. Bye-bye. Priscilla.